number 1. And here comes Shane Oblonsky, peppering Gabriel Varga. Varga spins out of it though. It looked like he was hurt there for a minute.
It does not matter how good your defense is, at some point you are gonna get rocked. If you are fighting or you're doing hard sparring, it's gonna come. And then the question is, what do we do to minimize risk and not get knocked down or out? Our topic today is focused around defense and strategizing when you are damaged. And spoiler alert, one of the big things that we have to be able to do is utilize footwork when we are rocked. That is why the next Strike Ready course, which is so important for you to be involved in, is movement. We focus on footwork, range, and balance. We are down to the last weekend where you can grab early bird pricing for the course, which starts August 18th. We have 5 weeks where every Monday videos are going to drop in your account. We have 3 live calls and 25 plus videos for you to learn from. Movement. It's so important for offense, defense, and everything we're talking about today really stems around it. Now let's get into this clip that I showed you in the introduction about me getting rocked. Like, it doesn't happen very often, but I made a mistake. I had my guard a little bit too wide. The guy came up the middle. I got my head snapped back. I remember looking up being like, well, those are the lights. And then coming down and for a second just going, oh, okay, if I get hit again, things could go poorly. What do I do? This is what we want to have the answer to. And even somebody who's the greatest in the world, like Floyd Mayweather, this has even happened to him. And guess what? He does the same thing, which I'm gonna tell you today. So it's not like this is my strategy, some secret strategy. This is just something after years and years and years of watching the best in the world and going, this is what they do. In my brain, I have, this is what I should do if it ever happens to me. And unfortunately, this is not really something that you can train that much. It kind of happens, and when it happens, you have to execute. But thought process on the subject is very important. Now, you get rocked. It's gonna happen. As soon as you start punching beyond like this pace, at some point, even an accidental punch, or you lean in and somebody's throwing a light kick and you get rocked. And of course we could stop and go, oh, you okay, and take time. Sometimes we're not in that mode though. We get hit and we don't want to show. We let our ego take over, like, no, I'm good. What do? Especially if this guy's jumping on us. The very first thing that we want to recognize is getting clipped again in this compromised state is probably going to be very, very bad. So that is why we see people like myself, Floyd Mayweather, when they're rocked, not dropping their hands and doing this kind of stuff. That's when you get really hurt. We've seen somebody like Israel Adesanya be hurt, drop his hands and go on to the head movement thing, then get clipped again, and then get put out. So what is the answer? We go to the high guard, just as Floyd did. Now it's not as simple as just, oh, I'm gonna put up the high guard, because if you just slap up a high guard and you stand here, your senses are already rocked, you're rattled. And if you let somebody tee off 3, 4, 5 punches and one gets through, and it's very likely that it will because you're not gonna be defending as well as normal, it's gonna be a problem. So what can we do aside from that? Well, we can utilize some footwork. And what are our footwork options for when we're rocked and we're not really thinking that great? We have move backwards, and that's a great option. I keep my hands up and I back up a little bit. I give them some space. But the reality is this person going forwards, they're like a train. They're coming and there's not gonna be a good reason for them to stop. And eventually they're gonna catch up to you. Because as the phrase goes, I can move faster forwards than you can backwards. So being able to do the opposite occasionally, maybe I back up, they come towards me, and then I close and I jam the distance. Once I've jammed the distance, as you guys know, getting power on your punches here, it's not that hard. You can get lots of power. Getting power on your punches from here, oh, it doesn't feel great. And the person gets jammed up. And that is why very often when I go, okay, I got rocked, I'm either creating massive space, and if they let me away, that's fine, I'll take it. I'll take that big breather. But if they're on me, then I'm going, okay, now I'm closing the space. I'm keeping my hands very high. And guess what? I'm not worrying about my body at this point. I have the wherewithal to go, okay, my head's hurt. I need to protect my head, shoulders very high, elbows really high, and flex the stomach. And if you cannot take a body shot about this hard, you need to do some conditioning. You need to start doing your sit-ups. You need to start having people hit you in the stomach, because when you're rocked, you need to prioritize protecting your head. Now, once you've gotten here and you put that pressure on them, sure, they might land a shot or two here, but it is not in your best interest, in my opinion, to start throwing back too early. Because every time you let your hands leave your head, you create an opening. Now, there's no exact number, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, but it's somewhere in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds until you want to throw back. You don't want to rush it. I get hit, oh, I get here. If they give me that space, that's fine. I'll just bounce around till I'm feeling good. If I get hit and they rush me, I'm going, oh, okay. And I'm working in here, maybe trying to wrap up. Because once I've closed to here, if I can wrap up, now I'm safe. And the ref will break us off. And hopefully by the time we break up, we've recovered. But again, if not, I back up, they rush towards me, I do the same thing. Now, from here, I can also add at any point with this connection or this grab, I can add a little spin. Because very often when we get rocked, we end up close to the ring ropes. Right? We're backing up, we're backing up. If we could back up forever, that would be nice, but we can't. So we hit somewhere where we have to stop. Once we connect with this person and we get that hold, we want to spin around. Because now I have loads of distance where I can again back up. But in my opinion, and I think you can establish that this is fairly true by just going and watching a couple fights, if you get rocked and you start throwing back, very often those are the people who get knocked clean out. And that is not the answer. This guy already has you hurt. You don't need to show him that you can fight back. You need to recover. You need to recover and make sure that your wits are back about you. And sometimes it'll be, okay, I block a shot or two after I block a shot. I'm like, okay, you snap one shot back just to let them know, yeah, they've got to be on point. They can't be reckless. And sometimes it's just that one counter punch which makes them go, oh, okay, this guy's not done. But if you just stand there and you let them tee off, they're gonna just throw everything they have at you. And if you start going, oh, okay, I'm not hurt, and you start doing this kind of stuff and you make a mistake, then you're out cold. So this has been my strategy for the very few times that I have been in fights and I've got myself in a bad situation, and it seems to work very well. And it's what I suggest you guys do. And again, it's not something that you need to go and train. You don't need to go to the gym and have somebody, mock hit you and then you do the whole thing. Just think about it. Think about that scenario. Think about, okay, I'll close the distance, I'll wrap up, I'll spin out, and you'll protect yourself with that high guard. That's all, everybody. I look forward to seeing you August 18th, starting off the Strike Ready movement course. And as always, train hard. I will see you back here very soon.